Okay, guys and girls, welcome back to FTRL. We're here for week number 3 of our GT2 season. So we're approaching the halfway stage. The grid is starting to take some shape. We had a dominant performance from FTRL Blue Flag last week. But even better news, I'm joined by Mr. Pandal. Hi, how you doing, Will?
Very good, mate. You continue to drag me out for this.
I know, mate. It's becoming a little bit too regular now. I think you've turned up for more GT commentaries in a row than you have actual races.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Should be good, mate. I'm looking forward to this. This is another very tricky track. A lot of the guys have never raced here before, so yeah, and it's very much like a sort of Brands Hatchy type track where there's only really a couple of overtaking opportunities. There's a lot to look forward to tonight. Just going to start qualifying.
Yeah, it surprised me how much I enjoyed this track actually. With the first time I'd driven it was GT7, and I actually really liked it. Created some good racing for GT1 a couple of seasons ago.
I mean, what I will say about obviously the GT2 boys is that, you know, as I've said before on several occasions, this is very much a introductory season for a lot of them, just getting the boys racing again. A lot of them have taken to it really well, maybe quicker than we thought, and it's really thrown up some good races so far. We've had quite a few different winners, and we can't complain. Like I said, at the end of this week it will be the midway point of the season, so yes, proper excited. So first of all, obviously the lads have only got a 5-minute qualifying session, so only maybe 3 flying laps at most, if they're lucky. So all eyes on FTRL Blue Flag, I think, after his performance last week. He absolutely sort of flew through the field at Brands Hatch, and I'm kind of anticipating the same thing again. However, I do believe he had a full-on meltdown last time he was here, so this should be all fun and games. Do you think he's the man to beat tonight, Will?
Yeah, it's hard to look past him really, isn't it? I'm sure there will be a few people here that can give him a run for his money. I think Joker will, because he's not got the distraction of the other races today. So I think Joker will give him a bit of a run. Dusty Fossil could do it, Andy could do it, Brad could do it, Steph could do it, Lennon could do it, Jonesy could do it. I mean, there's a few there that can, but
basically anyone other than Mike.
Nah, even him, mate.
No, I know it's well, I'm going to stay on board with him actually. I know we've been with him for his kind of whole out lap and whatnot, but I feel like it's, you know, safe bet to look at it. Now, I believe we're looking at anything that ends up being in sort of low to mid 124s, I think will be pole. That's where I've seen some of the fastest times, so I'm going to guess around a 24.4. But I've seen quite a few people doing very similar lap times. Blue Flag's actually going to get held up a bit here, I think. He's got a nice toe. He's got a switch back in front of him. We should have no problems getting away from him. He's, you know, fastest car on the grid, bar none. Oh God! Oh, Zach had swerved right across the front of Simon on his first flying lap. OTP's in the chat asking for the rubber duck.
Evening to Unsafe Release. Evening to Sean, Connor and Gunn. Welcome along.
Good evening, boys. Just let us know if the sound's all okay, everything's all good. I believe it's going to be Lennon who's the first to cross the line. Lennon had a really good week last week actually. He picked up his first win of the season. He was on the podium in every race. And he was pretty much glued to Prototype Steph, who's the new championship leader. So Prototype Steph is championship leader by 5 points, so he's on 82. Lennon, who we're currently on board with, is on 77, so he's 5 points back. Lennon sets a 124.9, and Prototype Steph immediately beats it by just under 400ths of a second. So that tells you everything you need to know.
Will not be separated.
No, Switchback is a further 6 points back, so he's 11 points off of Steph in first place, and Jonesy is just 1 point behind in P4. So then you've got a little gaggle of cars of Zom, Andy, and Joker, who obviously missed a couple last week. So it's plenty of battles up and down the grid to look out for. We've also got the actual bred racing this week after he had the shits last week, let's be honest, that's what happened. So so he was unable to take part. And we've also got the better of the breads, but the kind of fake bread, with Mr. Boycott repping the Dixie Chicken livery this week. So if that doesn't shout P10, then I don't know what does.
Absolutely. If you have a look towards the business end of the table, it is unbelievably tight at the minute with those qualifying times.
Yeah.
10
really
separates the top 5, something like that. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Andy's only... Well, Dusty Fossil's coming on pole 24.8. Lennon's now beating at 24.7.
A little bit of daylight there.
Yeah, this is really, really close. Mikey's up in P5. To be fair to Mikey, we're giving him a bit of... I mean, I say coaching because he doesn't listen. But we were trying to help him last night for the millionth week in a row. And we were just trying to say to him, drive to a lap time rather than trying to do qualifying every single lap. And he did that with relative success last night. So hoping that Mike can somehow maybe get himself a couple of good results tonight. Try not to worry about just trying to win in every single lap.
Exactly, made a couple of top 5s, and so we have 3 races and 1 point per position. That actually does pretty well for you.
Yeah, exactly that.
Let's see.
Exactly that. Right, everyone in the stream, make sure you like it and all that kind of jazz. Much appreciated. Keep the comments coming in tonight, please. Keep us talking, keep us entertained. And Lennon's just gone purple again on his final lap. So this will be everyone's final lap. I believe everybody's made it round to do a third flying lap. And a little bit rough coming out of the corner. We've got a couple of tricky corners at this track here, but is he going to better his time? He is, only by a very small margin. The prototype Steph, he has improved, but he's not managed to get ahead of Lennon.
Oh, Dusty Fossil's had an interesting moment there, and he's off the track.
Yeah.
So that's him still.
Let's see if Andy can improve.
Onto pole.
Blue flag 24.4. There we go. Can Andy do anything about it? No, he can't. Good lap from blue flag. Mikey's going to improve from running final corner. Jonesy's going to jump up. Not that I've seen. Mikey does improve. Brings himself closer to Andy, but that's a good result for him. Bread in P7. Joker down in P8, bit of a surprise. Zom in P9 likewise. Jonesy in P10. I mean, look how close a lot of these guys are to one another.
There's no difference there. So in a race, everyone at that point has the same race pace.
Right, FTRL switchback. Look,
in there.
20's last on the grid. 28.2. And Dusty Fossil's apologising. So can I imagine
maybe there's a reason for that.
Yeah. Well, the first race is normally the least entertaining, so we'll get that one out of the way first. And then obviously we've got the reverse grid somewhere between 6th and 10th for race 2, and then the full reverse grid for race 3. So 14 laps apiece. I'm really genuinely quite excited for this, so we're going to get the race started.
Just feels good to be doing some live commentaries again, doesn't it?
It does, very much so. Always fun and games. Who's your pick for the win? Everyone in the chat as well, let us know.
Let's go for a Lennon.
Go for a Lennon. It's hard to look past blue flag, to be honest. However, I think Steph might win. As long as we've got some close racing again. Let's see if anybody jump starts in the background. No, everyone seems to have learnt the lesson, but we're lights out for the first race of the evening. Blue flag immediately comes over to close off Lennon. We've got a better run, but it's not going to be enough. Pagani's going for Andy.
Start.
Yep, he did.
But he's got through alright.
Going down the order here. Lennon's all over him. What's a good start from these front two here. Go a bit further back. Joker going down the inside of Jonesy. Jonesy's going to hold the line going down the hill. Joker lifts off, giving the room. Clean start from everybody.
Indeed, Bread's managed to make a position past Mikey to 6th place, but everyone else is pretty much where they started.
Yeah. Now, hopefully, Lennon and Steph, as much as I know they're fighting for first in the championship, they don't do what they did last week and just try and overtake each other. because Blue Flag's already got out of slipstream range, so they need to work together to get themselves back into it.
I wouldn't put any money on them not fighting.
Nope.
To be honest.
Let's see if Steph pulls to the inside. He's going to have a run. If I'm Lennon at this point, I'm just letting him go and just trying to push him up to Blue Flag. Steph much later on the brakes. Lennon's going to get a good run back. Dusty Fossil's now in the equation with Andy just behind, and Brett as well. And then there's a 1 second gap back to Mikey, who's clashing with Zom at the minute.
Lennon's literally pushing Steph around, so this is it's going to be a very tight race for second, I think.
Yeah. Now, what we've also not taken into account is the fact of Dusty Fossil and Andy, etc., all behind. They all need to be part of the same game here, otherwise Blue Flag is just going to run away.
He is, yeah. It's 1.7 seconds clear.
What's funny about this with Blue Flag is we dropped him down to kind of give him a bit of motivation because he was never practicing and everything. Now all of a sudden he goes down to GT2. We've never seen so much of him.
So he's got loads of pace.
Yeah. So let's hope he spins again, liven everything up.
Absolutely.
Right, back to the actual race rather than the boring part.
If we have a look down the grid, maybe for a couple of people that are a bit out of position than usual, we've got Jonesy obviously right at the back, who's not really where he usually is. Joker's not managed to find the pace through qualifying all the first 2 laps.
No, Switchback's just gone to a penalty, so Joker's gone back through.
There we go.
And Jonesy's not had a good start to the week at all, is he?
No. They'll be looking to try and recover this.
I think Gore's just let Jonesy through. Nice to see Goikarp on an FTRL grid again.
Even if he's not called Goikarp.
Yeah. But 2 seconds is the lead. Steph's managed to check out ahead of Lennon and Dusty Foster. He's actually got past Lennon now, so he's up into P3. Andy's keeping him in check as well. Andy's actually had a really good start to the season. I know he's had a couple of moments and whatever else, but the idea was, like we said before, it was a bit of a learning season, and he's staying with the kind of quicker guys that have raced in GT1 on a consistent basis for a long time. So,
absolutely. I mean, dramas are going to happen with a grid as competitive as this towards the front. So you've just got to try and shake it off and move on to the next race, really. Yeah. As we said, it's only a point per position, so it's not the biggest thing in the world if you come 6th instead of 4th.
Well, Pagani just made a point. Blue Flag with 24.1, so that's a hell of a lap.
Yeah, that's rapid.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of tenths down on this one, and Steph has actually closed up a little bit on him. So all it takes is one mistake, Blue Flag, to get in his own head. But Steph is eating some time out of him here.
Yeah, they're sort of spreading out a tiny little bit now. About 7 tenths apart from each other.
Mikey going well after a couple of laps.
Yeah, he's got Zom for company though, so I wouldn't expect Zom to just sit there, to be honest.
No, of course not.
So it could get interesting for him. Zombie as well in 9th. Quite impressed with that.
Yeah, he's going well. He's not far off. He's got back of cars either. And he's just lost sight of Lennon ever so slightly. Let's go down and see how the towards the back of him. Switchback really struggling. He's going to get another penalty there, I think, as well. Yep. Jonesy with another penalty, Nobby Norris as well. And Gore still within a couple of seconds. So, yeah, I mean, everyone's together. There's been no huge dramas. Lennon with a half-second penalty. He's going to drop him behind Andy.
It's tricky in GT when the grid is this close. When you do make one error and let someone through, it can spiral.
Yeah.
You can just keep getting worse, I find. Because then you're offline for the next corner, someone else closes up and suddenly you've lost another close.
Yeah, now let's see where the Bread is going to be able to get close enough to Lennon on the run down the hill. It looks like he will. Is Mikey going to be there as well, or is Mikey going to sit behind? He sits behind, so Lennon's gone from a nice sort of comfortable P2 down to P6, and he's got some...
Quite a big corner cut from Mikey there. I'm surprised he hasn't picked up a penalty. I will be using that line in the future, and that is the first time I've ever said that in regards to Michael's corner.
I'm really impressed with Zombie so far as well. He's with a good pack of drivers there.
Yeah, he's done very, very well.
Yeah, Joker's now closing up the switchbacks 5 seconds behind. So
yeah, it's not been his race so far. I mean, this could maybe expose the fact that this is a track that he wouldn't have raced on GT Sport.
Very true.
So it will have required to a full new training session for this track. Maybe he's not done as much as the others.
Yeah.
Jonesy tries to make his way from Snobby Norris, but Norris sticks firmly to the racing line.
Prototype Steph's got a half-second penalty, and Dusty Fossil's right behind him, so I imagine he's going to go through. If not, it'll be very close, but I think he'll definitely be able to get past him down towards the chicane at the bottom of the hill.
Where would you say people are picking these penalties up?
Coming down the hill in sector 1, people are sort of cutting across the curbs. There's a really tricky part where I'll go on board with Steph actually in the cockpit cam, and we'll watch him for a lap as he hunts down P2. So it's flat out through the final corner. We begin lap number 6, we're approaching the halfway stage of the first race. Blue flag is checked out, so it's a little dab on the brakes uphill into turn 1, which is a long sweeping right, and you kind of have a bit of a blind crest where it flicks left. You want to dab the brakes on the curb, and then probably this corner here, this little right kink, is where a lot of people are going to get some penalties. As you come down the hill, you can take this flat, you might want to lift a little bit, and then you want to brake on the right curb. You can cut over the left, but if you run out too wide here, you'll also get a penalty. So I think they're your two main catch points for penalties. You've got a double right-hander, which takes you onto the back straight. You can lose so much time for these two corners if you don't get it right. Dusty Fossil's had a good lap actually. He's pulled away from Steph.
It's a good one. That first sector it's one of those sort of corners where you can lose a lot more time than you can really gain.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Well, I was saying this to Mikey last night. Once you're going through that first sector, rather than try to do that sector perfectly every lap, there is no harm in just lifting maybe a fraction more than you maybe normally would, just to give yourself control and take the risk off of a penalty. Because if you lose a tenth to a tenth and a half every lap through that sector, but that you get it right every time, that's worth so much more than taking those gambles and picking up those penalties and dropping back down the field. So
absolutely. I mean, the other thing is that sequence of corners has literally got one line through it. So if you try to hot and go offline, you'll just lose way more time than just going a bit slower and following the line through.
Yeah, Andy's under pressure from Lennon. He's on lap number 7 of the race. Pagani's just made a good point, and it's very easy to sort of overdrive this track, which is incredibly true.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. It is very easy to do. It is a fun track though, and I'm surprised how much I liked it. Oh, Lennon goes for it down the inside of Andy. Andy
Big
just
send.
holds on enough. Yeah, just holds on enough speed though that he can keep his car ahead around the outside of the corner.
Andy's a very, very, very good driver. He always has been. Like, mainly, obviously, I know he's predominantly raced on Formula 1, etc. But in general, Andy is very, very good on track. He's always been nice and respectful, and
here goes Lennon.
He's always had good speed. So I think once he gets to real grips with this game, Andy, I think he'll genuinely flourish. Kind of similar to how you've come on with it all, Will. I think Andy's more than capable of doing the exact same thing you've done. As Mikey's getting really close to these two now, then he gets the job done. Lap number 8.
Yeah, it was a good move from that. Nice and clean. And that has allowed Mikey to close up though in 6th place actually, Mikey, so keep it going there.
Yeah, it's going well. Seems like he's listened and he's not just trying to win. I think in Mike's head, I think his mentality was always, I'm just going to try and win this race, even if it's like completely unrealistic to do so. He'll just completely overdrive the car, etc. But he's now driving sensibly. Good lap times in. He's been relatively consistent. I imagine lap 5 was a penalty. He's now going to go on the outside of Andy, is he? Yes, he is. Andy backs out, lets Mike go through. Up to P5, and now Zom and Joker are fast approaching.
So looks slightly further up the grid. You see that looking through the lap times, Dusty Bottle's managed 24 on every single lap since lap 3. So that's allowed him to pull 1.7 seconds off them now just through consistent lap times.
Yeah, so he was gaining on blue flag. However, he's then sort of responded with the fastest lap of the race, 24.1.
That's the very strong laps.
Well, just taking 3/10 out of blue flag that lap, so any little wiggles or any moments, you never know.
Down in the chat, it's a very flowing track, so if you're offline at one corner, it tends to affect a whole sector. Yes.
Yeah.
Indeedy.
Lennon's slightly checked out. I don't think he's going to be able to catch back up to those ahead of him unless they have any moments or any severe penalties. So it looks like a little bit of a scrap from 4th down to 8th. It's a nice little train of cars.
Yeah, Steph will be very happy to see a 4.2 second gap for once between him and Lennon.
Yeah, Mikey's just overdriven there a little bit, unfortunately. Run himself wide and he's now dropped down, got himself a half-second penalty and gone from P5 down to P8. And he's now cutting the corner, so this is where Mikey has his Mike moments, as we call them. So he needs to serve his penalty and do what he was doing before.
He's got the pace to stay ahead of Zombie easily, so if he gets this penalty out of the way, stays ahead, he can easily pull back away from Zombie. So he just needs to... There you go.
Well, it must be said as well, Zombie's going really, really well.
He is.
He's completely new to all of this as well. So, it's in his Louis Tunes class. Quite adventurous, isn't it, that? That's a looker.
Looks like a Dusty Fossil creation, though.
You know, in like a group, there's always like a real ugly one. That's kind of how I feel about Zombie's car. I've got to be honest. You kind of have to say that it's nice when it's in front of you, but
God, he's just decided to take an interesting line through the last sector there. Yeah, mainly grass.
Good work from Goy.
Fair play. That gap is coming down in front actually. It's 2.5 seconds now between Blue Flag and Dusty Fossil. He's
Blue Flag,
about half.
It will notice that. Yeah, he will notice that as well. So we let's see. And now Bread's not getting on too well. Mike is really defending from Zombie in the battle for P8. Who's the ugly one in our group, Mike? Oh, Mike's gone off again. This is where it happens. It doesn't need to happen, but it does happen. Zombie goes through. Bread's now very close. And he's closed back in on Lennon, actually. Now Joker is going side by side with Zom. Down to the bottom of the hill. Who's going to be bravest on the brakes? Yeah, Joker, good move. Really good move.
Good respectful driver in that from Zom as well.
Yep.
Gave him the room, didn't turn it on him.
Old Zom from a long time ago, just a nope and just driven across the front of you. And Andy's all over the back of Lennon.
Joker's slowly getting into this now. 24.4 his last lap. He's warming up.
2.8 seconds now. Any penalties for Blue Flag? Is any chinks in the armour? Seems to be going well. What's the sector time? Only a 10th down in the first sector.
Dusty Fossil's made a little error somewhere.
Bit of a slide.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, what these guys got to remember, it's only 1 point per position, so there's you know, if you have to settle for where you are, then so be it. Don't try and push for 1 extra point at this stage of the season. There's Joker and Zom going strong. Zom, optimistic look up the inside.
Just wondering, Aaron, can I get a switch back weekly tyre update, please?
Yes, worst on the grid. I don't understand how.
He's on a wheel, isn't he?
I don't know.
Should be alright. Impressive. Jonesy's not really made the inroads. He's not set at 24 yet.
I've got to be straight. It's poor from Jonesy, this. I expected a lot better. Former GT2 champion.
Yeah, he's won this before. Not this race, obviously, but this championship. The top 4 spread themselves out now for each other. So the fight is going to be between Andy and Lennon.
Well, also remember that somewhere between 6th and 10th is going to be pole position.
Connor's wondering if Mikey's winning the half-second penalty championship, maybe. But there are a couple of drivers in here that might give him a close run for his money on that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's not just Mikey that one.
Now, this will do Mike the world of good, sort of mentally, if he's able to catch back up to Zombie, shake off those earlier incidents and get back past him in the last sort of 2.5 laps of this race. That'll do him the world of good in terms of his confidence.
Absolutely.
So blue flag is checked back out again. 3.2. Dusty Fossil did a 24.9. Blue flag did a 24.4. So there's your difference. Now, obviously, the next couple of races will hopefully be slightly different because there'll be a lot more cars to get through on the grid. Go deeper into the race. It's normally where the Carnage happens. The front three are kind of in a world of their own at the minute. Andy's still keeping Lennon honest. Matt Mann's in the chat. How are you, man?
Welcome, my friend. Yeah, top 5 finish here for Andy would be a pretty good result.
Top
He said
4
he
finish
wouldn't
would be
have
even better.
It would, absolutely. Here we go.
He's driving my little slide as well. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Proper
Love
touring car, this.
that. It kind of gives me sort of Mini Cooper challenge vibes.
Yeah.
Loving it.
It's going well. Oh, Lennon with a massive side. I think they've both cut the corner there, so they might both get a penalty.
Yeah, Andy's sort of followed him through, really.
Yeah. I think they both escaped it. And
Been
Joker
impressed with
is
Joker's his recovery's been good.
Yeah.
It was like, what, 11th, 12th to that point? So fair play.
Yeah. I think it was more wishful thinking than anything else to see Blue Flag not win the race. Because he's well and truly checked out. Good drive from Dusty Fossil as well, things considered. I think if he had a run at him from the start, he could have given him a lot of problems in this race because he's kept him honest.
Absolutely. I mean, 24.2 his best lap, 24.1 for Blue Flag, so similar pace.
Yep, Mike has lost a bit of ground now to Zombie by a couple of tenths. Really impressed with Zombie actually. It's only his 3rd ever week racing on GT and he's gone from being kind of right at the very back to sat in mid-grid. So good on him for doing so.
Oh yeah, P8 is if he can hold that first lap, it's a pretty low result for him.
Yeah, all Jokers all over the back of Lennon and Andy out of absolutely nowhere.
Oh,
Final lap of the race. Let's hope there's no tears, no dramas. Andy's got a whole new focus now. He might get a penalty for that. Let's hope not. He does.
He has done.
Oh, there's a little push from Joker. He's pushing hard. Doesn't need to, no. Because I don't think he's going to get Lennon. It's going to hurt Andy. And Andy could be under pressure from Zom. And he's a good couple of corners. Yeah, I know. But that really kills you going down that hill. Joker's
He's going to have to serve it, isn't he? I thought he was just going to add it to his race time. He's going to have to serve it.
He's going to serve it. Let's see what happens. I'm just going to go and check in with Blue Flag. Yeah, it's a very solid drive from the top 3. Joker's there. I think Andy's going to be alright. Is Zom going to take a really audacious look? No, he's not, thankfully. And Andy goes deep. Oh, Andy runs wide. Zom's there. Oh, he gives him a push. That's what's killed it for him. Yeah, good drive. Blue Flag.
Fortunate with that.
He did. Blue Flag gets the win. Dusty Fossil 2nd. Steph 3rd. Lennon 4th. Joker, good drive up to P5 from towards the back of the grid. Andy down in P6. Bit of a gutting way to win the race, but still really good points on the board. Zom P7. Zombie P8. Mikey P9. And Bread in P10. With Jonesy switched back, Nobby Norris and Lord Carp himself finishing off race 1. So I'm just going to check in the old random wheel generator.
Stop bringing me into this every week. I mean, we could do random will generator. I'll just say a random number.
Yeah, we could have. Well, let me have a look at the results before we bring this up. It is going to be Zombie on pole, P8.
Here we go.
So there we go, that's the difference. Mikey could have been on pole for this race had he got past him. But P8, so blue flag will start down in 8th. Zombie will start in 1st, and so on. So P8 is your position, so get your replay saved. Will you be able to tell me the whole shebang in the second wheel for the grid?
I've got it ready.
Good man, good man.
Just while we're waiting, the best laps featured from last race, we can see that we've got blue flag there 24.1, Lucy Vossel and Steph both at 24.2, it's incredibly close apart. Lennon 24.5, Joker 24.4, Andy 24.7. I mean, it's all very close, isn't it?
Yeah.
Should be a good one, this one.
Absolutely. Yeah, Lennon's apologising to Andy in the chat. So I need everybody to jump in the cars as quickly as they can. As we get ready for race 2. Well, who's you pick for this one then?
I'll have to look at the grid start first. But I think Joker's going to be in a fairly strong starting position along with Andy and Lennon, so yeah, I think it'll be one of those three. I don't want to say which one though.
Right, need everybody, the rest of the guys in their cars. Guy Carp's having trouble with everything by the looks of things. Bobby Norris has left the room. Mikey's also left the room, I think. As well as
maybe we're having some sort of weird
that can happen.
lobby freeze. I think they just need to rejoin, don't they?
Yeah. They shall be back, I would imagine. Yeah, a couple of the lads just restarting, so just bear with us for a minute. So, yeah, here comes Mike. Right, whilst we're just doing this then, Will, can you... Right, so, it's Zombie on pole. Who finished 7th?
7th was Zom.
So Zom's not here, okay. P6?
P6 you had Andy.
Oh. 5th?
Joker. Then you had Lennon.
So Joker, Lennon.
And then you had Steph.
Then Dusty Fossil. Then Blue
and then
Flag.
obviously Blue Flag.
Then Mikey.
Yep, you'll have Mikey, yeah.
Who was after Mike?
One memento. Then you've got Bread. Yeah,
Yep.
Bread came 10th, so it'd be Bread. Then Jonesy, and Switchback, and then Nobby Norris and Goy.
Perfecto. So Nobby Norris is there, and we're waiting on. Who are we waiting on?
Yeah, we're down one person, aren't we?
Zom, I think. Is it Zom?
Yes.
Oh, here he is, I think. Somebody's joined him. 20 people in the stream. Good evening all. Please do drop us a like and stuff
Good evening.
and all that stuff. Let's get lively for race 2, Will. I see some action. Race blue flag boring.
Well, this is definitely not going to be boring, this.
No.
And we've already got Switchback out there just setting down a nice rubbered in line for everyone with all his tyres he's burning out. So, it should be good.
Nobby Norris, he finished in front of Goy, didn't he?
He did.
Zon might be having some connection issues here.
As Joker's left as well. GT7 still hasn't quite got back to the GT Sport lobby, so I don't really know how. It's been out for, what, a year now? Maybe longer?
Last March, I think, yeah.
Yeah. Still haven't quite managed to crack the online lobbies, but, you know, fair play to them. They're only a multi-million-pound studio.
Yep.
I mean, they literally have a competitive esports scene where they have to use online lobbies. So, impressive, really.
Right, so
anyway, I'll try not to get Pagani started on a GT7 problems.
Yeah, that's it. Well, Lennon said, Aaron, tell us a joke. Mike.
I've got a few jokes, Lennon, but they're not YouTube appropriate.
No. So, am I right in thinking Zom should be starting second? He was behind Andy, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. Yeah, he was.
Just want to make sure everybody's in the right place. Is it frowned upon to put a Goy Carp on pole for the fun?
That's for the culture, isn't it?
Yep.
It's fine.
I can tell you another joke, Lennon. You're driving.
Whoa.
Oh.
Zingers. Yeah, but your joke should stay with you, Lennon. I think.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Let's not go there, mate.
Absolutely not.
You just concentrate on the race, mate.
Apologies for the few minutes delay. Joker should be with us in a moment or two. And then we'll get cracking. I think he's just joining now. And then we'll get the ball rolling.
To be fair, well, they've been busy on the movie. True. They have been making a Gran Turismo movie.
Now, if someone's going backwards, that's Nobby Norris doing the track backwards. In reverse.
Usually waits till the race to do that.
Yep. Oh, Pagani with the shots. Liverpool's lead position.
Honestly. His team gets a bit of funding and suddenly, well, there we go.
I know. Right, we should hopefully only be a minute or two away from race number 2. Sorry for the delay. These things happen.
Indeed. Must be terrible for those F1 commentators who have to do like those wet weather breaks where they have like 45 minutes of just sitting around and chatting.
Yeah.
Having said that, I don't think anything will shut Crofty up.
I think there's still an issue somewhere. Joker's really not able to join this.
Don't get me started, Pagani. Apparently Hull are after Harry Maguire. Don't. Like, I need to concentrate on this race, mate. I don't want to get flustered. Are we down to 11 now?
Yeah, a couple of the other guys have just left. Lobby reset. Right, okay. Now, I can't restart my game.
Do you need to restart your game?
No. I don't need to. It's just, I'm just saying that sometimes it's useful to do so. Right. Do this, get it all up and running. Everyone stop panicking. It's fine. Just do a restart.
I might join in with the panicking.
Want to do a restart yourself?
No, just
Oh, just panic for it. Right, yes, fair enough.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Everyone just relax. It's no problem. These things happen.
The GT1 champion T Smith is holding a Kyoto driving park GT1 practice session. There we go.
I would go in on stream and just take the mick out of him for that, but can't be doing that. Right, so 14 laps, no qualifying. Set by host, create room, let's go. Lobby should be up in 10-20 seconds for those that are here. What I absolutely can guarantee is that Andy is angry at this current moment in time. Just because of the delay. Yeah, he's probably...
do you know what? It's fair enough.
Yeah.
I'd be writing a strongly worded email at this point.
I know you would. You'd be writing to like the council or something, yeah?
Yeah.
You'd be doing Lee and just watching Question Time, absolutely fuming.
I love that you just think that's all that Lee does.
Well, yeah, it's true though.
Just watch his Question Time.
Yeah, just literally like Lee. I mean, he's told me before that he's all he does is all he's got in his house is just a bed, a shower, and a TV, which has only got the Question Time channel. And he just literally sits there and watches that all day, and he's just permanently angry. Even though you sort of tell him that, you know, if you didn't watch that, then you wouldn't be as angry, but still chooses to do so.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. If only he took a more conservative approach to life. He's going to love me for that. He's going to love me for that. Oh, fire. Last week I was on fire with my puns.
I think they got a bit too much for some people.
Some hot Ross puns.
That's the worst one.
Yeah. How good was it?
Should we try and do some racing soon to distract you a bit?
Yeah. Yeah, you lot need to hurry up.
It's only going to get progressively worse.
That's like Mike's GT driving. Right. I think... Is this everyone? Is everyone nearly here?
We've got 12.
Yep. So Nobby's there. Bread's there.
Question for comms. What's your favourite OTP interaction?
I think I
struggle with that, mate.
I reckon it was when we was at Brands Hatch and we was all playing football, and the ball went over to Connor. He just picked it up and just threw it the other way. he just didn't want to take part. Right, starting grid. Right, let's do this and then get the show on the road. So, I need help again. So it is Zombie on pole. Don't huff and puff.
No, I've lost it, mate. Hang on.
So it's Zombie, Zom, Joker, Andy. Oh no, Joker beat Andy, didn't he? So Andy, Joker, Lennon, Steph, Dusty Fossil, Blue Flag. Who was 9th? Mikey. Bobby Norris was there. Bread was there. Did Jonesy beat Zach or did Zach beat Jonesy?
It's petty positions here, mate. Jonesy beat Zach.
Jonesy beat Zach. Right, okay. There we go. Right,
good. Sorted.
Congratulations, good luck. Have a good race.
Very supportive.
Right, let's get going.
Yep.
Well, I mean, race 2 could have finished by now, I've got to be honest.
Yeah, we've had a sort of weather interlude without the rain.
Yep. Right, who's your pick? Now you've seen the grid, or seeing the grid.
I'm going to go with a Joker.
Nice.
I think he really gelled into that last race.
Yep.
I think he's ready.
Here we go. I'd love to see Zombie do it. Oh, it'd be marvellous. Let us know in the old stream chat what we're saying. Oh, Zach's full started. Best driver on the grid. What a rookie error. Just give everyone else a head start. It's lights out. Zombie takes the lead into turn 1. Zombie's going to put him under pressure around the outside. Oh, Zombie's going all the way around the outside. Lovely move.
Nice stuff. Brave, wasn't he? Very yes.
Zom is my pick for this one, I think. I can see that Lennon's already got a penalty.
Waste any time.
Yeah. Zombie putting Zom under some pressure. It's quite a clean getaway from him. I don't know how Lennon's already got a penalty. That's crazy to me. Dusty Foster and Blue Flag going side by side into the double right-handers. It's important Dusty Foster gets back past him because he does not want to be chasing him for the rest of the race. Joker and Steph side by side. A little bit of a bump. Strong enough move. Lennon's going to really drop down the order here, I think.
Yeah, this is going to cost him quite a few positions.
Zombie to the inside. Lets him know he's there, and he's now properly down the inside. This is going to be juicy, this. Zom's gone very defensive. Very defensive. Zombie to the outside. Can he get it done? And he's going to cut back. Are they going to go 3 wide? And it's a good move. That's a very good move.
He's got the corner as well.
Oh, Zom gives him a bit of a bump. And he might get penalised for that. That's not Andy's fault.
It's a tough one.
Yeah. Zom not giving an inch, but Andy's not going to be pleased. Oh, Zom's come over there for no reason whatsoever. And he will give that back.
There you go.
Stays on the outside. Zom tucks back in. Good driving. Oh, that's a shame for Andy. It's going to see him lose quite a few places.
He's got to hope that that gaggle of cars hold himself up over the next 2 corners.
Yep.
Just so he can get a bit of a gap. Which, to be fair, is definitely possible.
Yeah, he needs to have a good clean run for these corners here. Proper FTRL train. You are exactly right, Pagani. I think everybody's in it. Oh, Andy's going to drop. Oh, Andy's going to drop. This is difficult to see. Zom's going to retake the lead. Zombie might get a run in the slipstream down towards the bottom of the hill. And he stays to the inside. I'm going to stick with him. How much is he going to drop? Can he stay ahead of Blue Flag? What's he going to do? Handed down to 6th. Just stay with the crowd.
That was his fault. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
That is a tough one. I'm not too sure why Zom did sort of pull over there. I mean, he might not have known he's there, to be honest. It's difficult sometimes when you're in the heat of the moment. Andy pulled off a really good kind of switchback move. Zombie's still going well on P2. He's got Lennon and Steph behind him, who are not slow by any means. And he's keeping Zom very honest. Zombie seems to be significantly quicker than Zom through the first sector.
Yeah, Zom's had an awful run up through that first sector.
Yeah, but Zom wasn't quick through the first sector in the last lap either, so... Right.
This is going to get interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to go down the grid, but I just can't really leave this lead battle at the minute.
Well, just having a little look back while you're doing that, Joker has dropped off quite a bit. He's picked up a penalty, so he's going to drop to 10, which is not great for him. Jonesy's still in 10th. We've then got Mikey 11th, going 12th, Tommy Norris 13th, and Switchback bringing up the rear.
As always. That's his life motto. Steph and Simon.
Under a lot of pressure here.
Ooh, Blue Flag's really had a bad run. Is Andy going to get a run down the inside?
He's tried it once.
Yeah, it didn't work out too well for him last time. Dusty Fossil's all over him as well. This is a sort of a duo I would not like to be in between on track.
And Zombie's trying to go around the outside of Zom into turn 1. He's not done it.
Oh, he's not. Get himself back on track. He was driving so well.
He was.
Get yourself
together
again.
To take a little bit too much speed around there.
Yeah, and he's under all sorts of pressure from Dusty Fossil, who's sending it down the inside. And he comes back across, keeps himself there. Oh, violence.
Oh, very helpful punt from Red. Lovely. Andy. It's boosting in play.
It's Andy.
Sorry.
Andy. Sorry.
Joker's picked up another penalty. Genuinely every single lap I've seen, he's had a half-second penalty.
Yeah, Lennon's good at doing that as well. Speaking of, who is it now in second place? Blue flag's third, so these guys need to close back up and not let him go.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a T. Smith run through this reverse grid.
Yeah.
Where everything sort of parted before him.
Lennon's... Oh, blue flag with a late dive.
Oh, it's ambitious. He would not have been breathing well for that one.
No. And he's going back down the inside again. He loves that move. He loves that line. And Steph's really compromised. Dusty Fossil's just absolutely smashed into the side of him. He's gone, no, I'm going through there. And Bread's also come through. So, just like Tottenham, he's dropped down the order very quickly. Sorry, Steph.
Go.
That's been done.
He's not sorry. Anyway, back up front, Zob is having another fantastic run through Sector 1. So
Lennon with his half-second penalty, so blue flag's now going to be second. Come on, Andy. No favouritism here, just come on, Andy. Close back up to him, don't let him go.
Just to bring it back to the important news, Switchback has dipped into the 124s.
Blue flag's just punted Lennon. Zero driving etiquette from blue flag.
And here comes Lennon's.
Come on, Andy. At this point, I'm past caring about my favouritism.
I'm still being impartial.
Nope. It's not happening. Send it, Andy. Make the move. Yes, this is what we want. Oh, no.
Right. Now, Zom. Blue flag and Andy fight.
To be fair, it's a good scrap, all jokes aside and whatnot. And now, I mean, it's still well and truly a 7-car battle. And Jonesy's actually managed to get past somebody in this race.
There he goes.
He's 1.2 behind. Oh, that was very risky on the outside of that curve of turn 1. As you see with Zombies, dropped all the way down to 11th. It was all going so well. Oh, someone's had a moment. Oh, switchback. Best driver on the grid.
Oh, he's still got his foot pinned. Go on, mate.
Planted to the floor.
He's still going.
He will not take no for an answer.
That's the first time I've seen someone pin their foot entirely on the grass, still on the grass, and then still keep it pinned while drifting across the track.
In the words of Switchback, lifting is losing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Lifting is losing. Cool. So
Here we go. I think might have a look now. If anybody's going to get their elbows out, it's this man in P1. There's a few drivers on the grid that get their elbows out, but Zom sometimes puts in the extendable arms and gets his extended elbows out even more. This is it's a good move.
It's a great move.
It's boring.
It's not like Andy's overtakes where he overtakes someone that loses 6 positions. That's interesting.
I know, isn't it?
Talking about Andy's under a lot of pressure from Dusty Boston now. A lot of pressure.
Well, we know Zom's famously good through sector 1. He's lost half a second in the first corner. Has Zom there.
It's impressive.
If anybody's in the party blue flag, just shout at him, please.
Yeah.
Just put him off, shout at him, tell him he's boring.
Andy's outside.
Yep. I don't like the look of this. I don't like the look of this.
Not a bad little corner swing around the outside, is it? It is the racing line. Top as well.
Yeah, he's going to get boxed in though, because Dusty Fossil's had a good run. And he got tucked in behind Zom. He was working with him. Don't let blue flag go. pulls to the inside. As he gets a run downhill, Dusty Fossil. And the outside, into the inside. Steph with a little switch back as well. And he's down to 5th.
That was opportunistic by Steph, but well driven.
It's been a really good race, to be honest. It's been a great watch. Proper touring car style, this. And we've now got a 9-car battle for the lead, 2.5 seconds.
Bread's having a better race this time round than 6th.
Steph.
He can taps. Oh, he's just gone on the inside.
Bread has absolutely sent Andy into the runoff road.
Oof.
I think it was Bread. I could be wrong.
Bread has now crashed. It's yep. That's interesting.
Yeah. Here comes Goy Carp and Zach. Goy defend. He's flashing his lights. He's having a great time. Blue flag, 2 seconds clear.
Just to mix things up, Steph and Lennon are together once again. Steph trying to put the sea fossil between them. Just head down the big long straight.
Side by side, Dusty Fossil. Late on the brakes. Steph does what he did last lap. Earlier on the brakes, gets a good run out. There's just a lot of close battles on track at the minute. It's just a lot to look at. Jonesy and Joker.
Indeed, Tom's just going through sector 1, so...
Zombie's got himself back up to P8, and he's now got a 1 second penalty. Mikey's got a half-second penalty. So these guys aren't a million miles away from the pack ahead.
Well, Dusty Fossil's managed to get past Zom, going into the double right number. Very nice. And it's as you were from the first race then now. We have a blue flag in the lead with Dusty Fossil and Peter. Is Steph going to make it the same again? So?
Well, we can hope so. These two, well, what we know about these two is that they will fight for B2 big time. So it's just constantly hitting each other.
Some did tag.
Yeah, they were just sort of driving into each other going down the straight. I don't really know what they gained from that.
Nothing.
All they've done is gained a Steph and a Lennon.
Yeah, Lennon's found Steph again. There we go. It's like a sort of a Romeo and Juliet story, those two, isn't it, really? Steph and Lennon.
Yeah.
It's genuinely quite romantic. Oh, where's he going?
Zom's going the wrong way again. He did it last week at Brands. He's doing it again.
What was this?
I really don't know what's happened there. Oh, there's Nobby Norris has gone flying across the front of him now.
Someone
God, I'm worried about this rejoin.
Oh, he's alright, he's fine. Someone put some signs up there or something. What's going on?
Too short.
Jonesy's somehow just... Oh, Joker's pinged him. But Jonesy's just managed to find himself in P5. I genuinely don't know how he's there. But he's got a penalty just to rectify that, so that's fair enough. Yeah, so blue flag, then Dusty Fossil, and then London.
Well, somebody needs to have a word with Zom, because you did this last week from a good position. You just went the wrong way for no reason.
It was wild.
That's
I don't
interesting.
think there was any contact, to be honest.
Listen,
I mean, there might have been, but
all we can do is assume that it's tactical. That's all we can do at this stage. Blue flag. If is anyone in the party with him online, just shout at him. Put him off, please. It's boring.
Phil would like to send him constant invites to a random game he doesn't play. That would also.
Yeah, and do it so whilst you're there, please invite OTP_F1 or onto the podium as well. Just invite him to. I do that with every game I play a lot of the time.
Yeah, just chuck him a stage invite just in case.
Mm.
Well, Sean's enjoying the race in the chat, so it's
Good
good
stuff.
to see.
There's 9 people in the party. Just shout at him then.
Yeah. Make some sort of heavy breathing noises at least. Okay, so Joker's back up to P5 again, which you'll be delighted with considering where he was going at the certain points during this race. Zombie's back up to P6. Nice little recovery drive from him. Mikey's going for a top 8 finish.
Yep. And Mikey's going to be promoted to 7th in a second.
Yeah, this is going incredibly well.
And
Jones is
another
just working hard.
penalty.
Jones is working hard to undo any sort of good work he's done so far. Respect it. Back down to 8th.
Yeah, Zom. I'd like to get an interview with Zom, just to find out why he does that each week.
Yeah, it just sort of goes the wrong way.
Dusty Fossil's had a slower lap, and Lennon's now only 1.5 seconds behind. He's bringing Steph with him.
Of course.
Yeah, and then you've got Zombie, Mikey, and Jonesy in the battle for P6, which will be a good result for all 3 of these. Jonesy's doing really, really well in GT1 this season, so it's I think he's about 7th overall, possibly.
Yeah, he's having a good little season actually.
Which that's genuinely like where we've got that really big mid pack on the grid, and he's firmly in the mix of that. There's Jonesy. Just go further back and see what's happening. Nobody's particularly close. Story of the season: Steph and Lennon bromance. Apparently, I, inclined to agree.
Yeah, it has been great to watch.
Mm.
It's also good because these guys have been sort of in FTRL probably the longest out of the grid, longer than sort of blue flag and things like that. So
Yeah,
it is. It's just very nice to see.
good drivers as well. Both of them have always been like really fun to race against. Other than a Laguna Seca incident with Lennon, which we won't speak about.
Yep.
Penultimate lap of the race. But we're nice and spread out. This has been entertaining for sort of 75% of this race. So I'm looking forward to the next one. I'm hoping it's action from start to finish. As it stands, Zom will be on pole, so maybe, Goy Kart might be on pole. Zom down inside of Goy. He's going to go a long way round.
To make that happen.
Standing from Goy Kart.
Goy has defended the position.
I'm going to go in the car with Goy. Can we do that? It's not letting me for some reason.
Yeah, Goy actually doesn't let any of the people in the car win. It's a well-known fact.
Ran outside Goy and Zom. Tactical from Goy.
Lovely Norris drifting his way through Sector 1.
Oh, Dusty Fossil, half-second penalty.
Very nice. Can we have a quick check-in with Zach's tyres when you get a second?
Yeah, no problem. I will do. I'm just seeing how much Lennon and Steph can reel in. Dusty Fossil just down to about a second now. Switch back. Yes, considerably worse than everybody else's. Mikey's ain't great, to be fair.
For some reason I can't see that, so...
Have you got display all on the race info on?
I do indeed.
I don't know then.
Yeah, he does.
Final lap of the race. Blue flag, 6.5 seconds is the lead.
Mikey is hounding Jonesy for P7. Go on, Mike.
Jonesy's really, really good drive. Really good drive. It's a shame he went off there because I think he would have been right up there with Steph and Lennon at this point. Lennon's created himself a bit of a breathing space.
Yeah, he's just got too many penalties, Jonesy, unfortunately. Every lap is in trouble. Same with Joker.
We're going to do something important in the race interlude, which I'll bring everybody in the stream with me for it, so apologies in advance, but it needs to be done. It's a mystery, stay tuned. Find out about 30
I've not been briefed, so I'm excited.
Yeah, no one knows. This is impulse decision. This blue flag round the final corner to take his second win of the night. Dusty Fossil again going to get his second P2 of the night. And Lennon with his compulsory podium. Steph P4, Joker P5, good drives from all of them. Zombie P6, best result of the season, I think.
Great drive.
He's definitely been practicing. Good lad. Jonesy P7, Mikey P8. Good battle. Andy's going to come round for a P9 and be gutted with that. However, reverse grid, full reverse grid. Brett down in P10. I think that's his second P10 in a row. Switch back with a career high P11. Nobby Norris P12. Zom P13 and the legend that is Goy Clark P14 will be your pulse hitter for race number 3.
Yeah, just to defend Switchback there, he did think that 2 1s was better than winning. 2 P1s, so just got a bit confused.
Well, I've just seen that Zom let Goy through then on the line, so Zom's kind of purposely put himself on pole there. So I'm going to put Zom in second.
Yeah, I think that's
so you're not getting away with it, Zom. I can see you. You're not getting away with it. Right, there we go. So race 2 is done. I'm going to save the race replay. Apparently the room is still being prepared. I reckon mine might have frozen now.
Magic.
Just going to restart the lobby. We'll do that, and then we'll take everybody with us.
I feel like we need a segment for this now. You got an Ask Comms? We'll answer a quick question while we're waiting.
Oh, for God's sake. I'm going to have to restart, which means the stream will restart because the game has crashed.
Ah.
Be back in a moment, everybody. I apologise.